Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. So, Ridge versus Deacon. Um, so pretty much what's happening is the same thing that happened yesterday. Brooke comes in, stops the whole fight, and then things just start to go downhill for Brooke. As far as her life, her marriage, it's all coming apart. Ridge has had enough. And the sad thing is that this is there's one point where Ridge is like, I can't do this anymore. Not meaning, oh, I can't sit there and take it. I can't sit there and deal with, the kiss. This is, I can't deal with your years of infidelity. There's one part where, he's like, why can't you just sit there and wait for me? As far as, New Year's Eve and stuff. And then, of course, he brings up Bill, now Deacon, and he was even sitting there saying, like, I warned you this is going to wind up happening. But you kept allowing this man in this house, in our house. And there's one point where Brooke was like, they're arguing, and Brooke was like, nothing happened. And I stood there, was like, yo, is this chick serious? I was like, yo, is this chick serious? He was like, he slept in our bed. What do you mean nothing happened? I sat there and I was like, Brooke, I don't know what you want me to do with that. You literally just said nothing happened. Like, does this look like nothing? You think there's nothing fighting over nothing? It just some of the words that came out of her mouth was just like, "This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing." Now I understand that she was kind of torn in the middle, and she's trying to start the fight, and Rich is like, "Why are you sitting there defending her? Like, why are you defending him?" I'm like, maybe she wants to make sure that you don't go to jail. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe he wants to sit there and make sure you don't go to jail. I mean, let's sit there and think about it. You're attacking this guy who is living in a broom closet. He's all bloodied up. You have millions and millions of dollars. Mm, there's a good chance that they could sit there and look at Deacon like he's the poor victim and you're the aggressor. Just, you know, just a thought. And towards the end, he was like, I can't do this anymore. He was like, you know what? You chose Deacon over me. And he walked off. You know what Brooke said? Brooke was like, why? I was like, I had to take this as a comedy. Because if I actually took this seriously for a minute, you actually stood there and said, why? I'm just like, I don't know what to sit there and say that's not going to be insulting. There's a million things that's going in my head that I can sit there and say that would be hell of insulting. I don't even know where to choose from. She actually said why. Like, you got two guys that are sitting there bloodied up because they've been fighting. More or less about you. And then the one guy who's had enough of all of it was like, I'm done. And you stood there and you said, why? And then she starts crying, and there was one point where Deacon looked like he was about to like walk up and console her, and I'm just sitting there watching like, nah, bro, don't, no, you wanna, nah, yeah, just step back. And you saw him look like he wanted to go up there, and then he kind of just stepped back. I was like, yeah, it's a good idea. You should totally just, yeah. Um, and to be honest, Steffy and Hope scenes just seemed like it was recycled from yesterday. Um, Steffi has no problems in that they're not just disrespecting her mother, but also disrespecting her father because why not? Um, Hope is that you're trying to defend both of them, and it was pretty much just the same beat from yesterday. What I found so funny about this whole argument, sat there and I looked at it, and I was like, after 2 minutes, Hope, I don't understand why you're still arguing with her for. She pretty much already made up her mind. She decided that your mom was more or less trash to her, and your dad was a lowlife. Oh, I'm sorry, a ex-con. So yeah, and of course, Hope was like, you act like you've never made any mistakes, like you've never actually cheated and stuff like that. And of course, instead of Steffi snitching trying to defend herself, like, well, here's the thing about this, or here's the thing about that, she just completely ignores this, like, well, your mom's doing this, your mom's doing that, and my mom's going to sit there and be better, for my dad than your mom, blah blah blah. And that's why I was like, Hope, I don't want to sit there and tell you. At this point, I'm not saying she acting like a child because she does have her reasons for why she's saying what she's saying. But I felt like this conversation was going nowhere, and it was just an extended conversation since yesterday. So what are we doing? Oh, and Sheila came by to talk to Taylor, so she can sit there and try to manipulate her into getting Taylor to go back to Ridge. That's pretty much all that scene was, more or less. Taylor was like, "I'm not a homewrecker." Okay, that's not the word I was gonna sit there and use. I don't know why you brought up that word. I mean, maybe that's what you thinking, but um, and that's pretty much what it was. And then there was one point where you know Taylor goes to answer the phone. Sheila does what Sheila does best. I'm gonna let you just insert the comment in there because at this point I'm not even gonna sit there and say it. We all saw what happened. You can just insert the comment in there yourself because at this point I feel like it's kind of an inside joke. Um, yeah, yeah, it's all inside joke. I'll sit there and say every now and then, but just not even really a joke. It's just kind of sad, but we all know what it is. I feel like that's about it. I gotta sit there and wonder, was Deacon actually holding back? Because for a guy who pretty much sits behind the desk, and I'm assuming that's what he does. He like draws and stuff like that. He's a designer. I mean, the guy can sit there and seem like he seemed like he can handle himself pretty well. And for Deacon, who says, "Oh yeah, I have to think, get myself out of a couple of situations," I was like, I kind of expect you to mop the floor with him, but all right, sure. Um, I feel like that's about it, and I think that's mostly to do with the fact that Steffi and Hope was pretty much on repeat since yesterday, so it really wasn't anything new. It was just Steffi attacks and Hope defends, and we kind of sit there and look at it like, all right, well, this was entertaining for like the first good 2 minutes, but now it's just kind of drawn out and oh yeah, I see what you're doing, kind of stretching out the time. That's awesome. So yeah, with that being said, I think that's gonna do it. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video.